Hello, so today I'm going to be showing you how I created this very, I don't know what I want to call it, not over the top lip with an over the top wing with a not so over the top eye with a natural face. That's my current name. It's not going to be the final name, but for a brief moment that's going to be the name. So yeah, just stick around and you guys can see how I got this. Okay, so I already did my brows off camera. I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow pomade on the ends of my brows with the number 12 Anastasia Beverly Hills brow brush, and then I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz for the inner corners, or the inner portions of my eyebrow. So now I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. I have really oily eyelids, and for anybody else who has really oily eyelids, I would highly recommend something like an eyeshadow primer. It doesn't necessarily have to be this primer, just some type of eyeshadow primer. It will really help your eyeshadow stay in place throughout the day. I just blend it out with my ring finger. It'll really help your eyeshadow stay throughout the day. It'll prevent creasing, which is my biggest problem, is creasing. I crease horribly if I don't put some kind of eyeshadow primer on my eyes. And then it will also prevent transfer from the lid color to your crease. Now I'm just going to go ahead and set that with some translucent powder. I'm using the Too Faced Primed and Poreless translucent powder, and this is just a Morphe angled concealer brush, and this just came in that big set. I'll link the set down below. With a Sigma E40 brush, I'm going to take my Tartelette In Bloom palette in the shade Flower Child. It's a really neutral, like flesh color. Yeah, like a tan flesh color, but very neutral. Not too warm, not too cool. And I'm just going to start on the outer portion of my eye, do windshield wiper motions, and then I'll just do little circles to really buff that out. The very first place that you touch your eye is going to be the darkest area. I actually want it all to be the same color. If I had to choose an area that I wanted to be the darkest, it would be the outer corner. So that is where I'm going to start. I love this blending brush. You literally don't even have to do any work. Just set the thing on your freaking eye and it just happens. Now I'm going to go in with Smarty Pants from the same palette. This color is a lot more warm. It's more of like a light brown tan color. And same thing, windshield wiper motions, and then buff it out with small circles. Now on a Sephora Pro Angled eyeliner brush, looks like it's number 22, I'm going to take the Maybelline Eye Studio in the shade Blackest Black, just a gel liner. I'm going to apply a fairly dramatic, not crazy dramatic, but a fairly dramatic winged liner. When I do my winged liner, basically what I do is I start from probably about right here, and then I draw a straight line all the way across up until I hit the highest point where I want it to be, and then from the outer portion of my eye I draw a line up and then basically just fill in the lines. And then I draw a small line from about here connecting to the black line that I had already drawn. And then what I do is I will take a liquid liner. This one's from Pallete in the shade Black Shimmer, but it's not really shimmery. And then I will do my very inner portion of my eye. I cannot for the life of me use this for the inner part of my eye. I A, stab myself in the eye, or B, it will end up on my forehead somehow. So I just use liquid liner. I can just make that line so much nicer. It ends up being like 4.5 inches thick if I try to use my gel liner. I'm just going to prime my face with the Benefit Porefessional face primer. This is my absolute favorite primer. This primer really helps your makeup stay in place and last all day long, and it makes your foundation go on so easily and so pretty. I do like the lower part of my face first, and then I just get a little bit more and I put it on my forehead. I don't know why I do it like that. I could probably just get enough to do my entire face, but I like to do it the hard way. Now I'm going to go in with the Cover FX Natural Finish Oil-Free Foundation, which is a flipping mouthful. You literally just need the tiniest little bit with this stuff. Excuse my black hand. And what I like to do is just take a flat top kabuki. This is just by It Cosmetics, and just dot this all over my face. And then I'll just, in little circles, blend it out. This foundation is kind of expensive. I don't even remember. I want to say it's like in the 40s, maybe mid to upper 40s, but you really get your bang for your buck with this foundation because such a little tiny bit goes such a long way. Now I'm going to go ahead and conceal my under eyes. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 20. I got a lot of questions about this concealer on my last video, and I really like this concealer. I'm really only using it because my Urban Decay concealer is just too light for me. But I like the consistency of this concealer. I like the coverage of this concealer. It's really creamy, not drying. Coverage is medium. I don't want to say medium to full because I don't even think it's that. I don't think the coverage is even that full. I think it's just medium. But the only thing with it is that it creases I don't want to say bad, but it creases not, I mean, it definitely doesn't do your under eyes justice after wearing it for several hours. So if you do buy this concealer, just make sure, and you're wearing it for like long periods of time, just make sure that you have some powder with you. I don't like to put any additional product right here in this area just because I feel like it gets too much for me. My face gets too oily that throughout the day it'll end up looking really like extra oily and it'll look really cakey in that area. So with whatever is left on my sponge, I will just bring the concealer down onto this area and kind of conceal like right here around my nose because I get really, really red around this area of my nose. And I'm just going to do the same thing on my forehead. This doesn't need to be any particular shape, just kind of in that general area. I put a little bit right here. I don't put this one on my nose just because I feel like it's just kind of dumb, but you could. I put a little bit on my chin. And then same thing, I'll go in with my Urban Decay Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. That's a marathon. And I'll just put little dots. They kind of look like lines today, but they usually look like dots. And I will just put that on my nose and blend. I use really light pressure when I do it on my nose because I don't want it to fall down to the sides of my nose. It'll make my nose look actually whiter. I'm gonna contour my nose just a little bit. Even though I have kind of a wider nose, it doesn't really bother me. I mean, I wish my nose was a little bit thinner, but it's not like crucial for me to have a super thin nose. So I just do really minor shading when contouring my nose. Now I'm just going to set my face with the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I'm going to be going in with these two shades right here. This one here is a little more of a pinky color, and then this one is a really pretty like banana powder color, and they're called Lucid and Lyric. And I'm just going in on this Morphe brush. When the very last time that I will go in and pat this out, I will actually go this way. If you go this way, like from inner to outer, you're actually speeding up the creasing process. So if you go from out to in, oh my gosh. If you go from out to in, you will prolong your creasing, or your non-creasing rather. I can't believe I just threw that in my hair. It literally landed in my hair. This is not a time for laughing. I'm trying to prevent creasing right now. I'm like still laughing about it. Now I'm just going to set the rest of my concealed areas with just this Morphe Dome brush. They don't have numbers, it came in a set, so I'll just link the entire set down below. I think I like these face brushes a lot that came in this set. Some of the eye brushes aren't my favorite, but that's okay. Okay, now I'm just going to do a little bit of bronzing. I don't want to do any kind of structured contour because the wings are so dramatic, and I also want, even though the wings are dramatic, I still want to keep it very feminine and natural looking. Natural. So I'm just going to take this shade here in the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette and just start bronzing my face. I'm just going to do a little bit of contour on my nose. Like I said, I don't like anything too structured, so I'm just going to take this contour shade from that same palette. I just dug my finger in. Look at that. I just dug my finger in there. And this is a brand new palette. For blush, I'm going to go into this Real Cheeky Party palette box, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to take the color Dandelion and just apply that to the apples of my cheeks. Like I said, I just want to keep this look really feminine and natural, even though we're far from natural. And then on my fluffy brush by BH Cosmetics, I'm just gonna make sure that that's all nice and blended. I'm going to go in with Soft and Gentle by MAC. I really like this highlighter. It's not as bright as the Becca highlighter that I used in my previous video, but it's still really pretty. Really pretty. This one gives more of like a natural glow, and then the Becca highlighters give more of a bam glow, which is okay. I'm going to go in with the Loreal Telescopic. Can never say that word. Loreal Telescopic. And I'm just going to give my upper lashes a very thin coat. I'm literally only doing this to make them black. I'm not doing them for the purpose of mascara. I'm just painting them, so to speak, just so they match my false lashes. To finish off the eyes, I'm just going to highlight the inner corners of my eyes and my brow bone. I'm going to take Moonlight from the, excuse me, I'm going to take Moonlight from the Lorac Pro Mega 2 palette. And just highlight right underneath the brow. Now for lips, I'm going to go in with the NARS Satin Lip Pencil. I don't know what shade this is. It's like a pinky, it's really pink. I do have on a little bit of chapstick. I cannot live 1 minute of my life without chapstick on. I'm just going to take this NYX clear gloss. It used to be way more clear than this, but when you do what I'm doing today and you just stick it back in there, it ends up looking something like that. But it's okay, it'll still go on clear. And I just dab it on. I'm just going to go in with the Ardell 120 Black Wispies. And I'm going to be using the House of Lashes Clear Lash Adhesive. So to apply lashes, I already know that these lashes are way too long for my eye, but when I get a brand new pair of lashes that I've never worn before, I'll just take some tweezers, old tweezers probably more so, just so, because you'll probably get eyelash adhesive all over them. And I just stick them on my eye, kind of figure out how much I need to take off. I don't like them in the inner corner. It pokes my, oh, it makes me want to rip my face off. And so I'll just scoot it over, take it off. It has a little bit of glue just from the packaging, but there's no eyelash glue on it. And then I will scoot it over and just kind of try to figure out how much I need to trim off. And then I just put a little teeny tiny line across the band, and then I will let them set for 30 seconds so that can really set up and get tacky. They say that the House of Lashes adhesive, you don't have to wait, but I still have to wait. I wait anyways, so. So basically what I did was just, I grabbed them in the middle, stuck them on straight, pulled down this side, stuck that on, and then pulled down this side and then just stuck that on without stabbing myself in the eye. So this is the final look. This look would actually be super duper pretty on Valentine's Day. The wing just adds a little bit of an attitude to a really pretty looking face. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!